Welcome to Things My Mother Forgot to Mention.
The podcast where we say everything our mothers didn't.
I'm Jan, a trauma therapist and author turned rogue storyteller, here to talk openly about the body, aging, and all the, wait, what? Moments of womanhood.
And I'm Patty, an online business and tech nerd whose purpose is to elevate the voices of women in our world and who doesn't believe in taboo topics. Things My Mother Forgot to Mention is the podcast for every woman who's ever said, wait, why didn't anyone mention this to me?
Join Jan and Patty, two outspoken, curious, outrageous women, as they dive headfirst into a messy, magical, and often WTF realities of aging, health, and quite simply being a woman.
From rogue chin hairs and vaginal thinning
to mental health, perimenopause, and scalp cancer. Yes, really.
Nothing is off limits. It's funny, it's raw, it's real talk your mother definitely skipped.
Let's get into it.
Hello, Jan.
Hey there, Patty. How's it going?
Good. How's it going with you?
It's going pretty good. You know, we're getting close to Christmas and shopping's all done, so I'm pretty all set. So
that's great. This is going to come out in January, so Christmas will have happened. But we're getting ahead of the game here. We're recording stuff ahead of time.
Yes.
And all of that. And so today we are talking about death again.
And this is a friend of yours. You've known enough for death. 20 years, did you know?
Yeah, we've known for a very long time. I met Sherry Glaser back when I was in my theater life and that part of my life, and that I loved. And the first show I ever saw of Sherry's was Oh My Goddess, and I just fell in love with the message and everything about it and Sherry's energy, and I just think she's the bee's knees. So let me tell you a little bit about Sherry. Sherry Glaser is originally from New York City and has been doing comedy for over 40 years. She is the star and author of 4 one-woman shows, Taking the High Road, Comic Confessions from Behind the Cannabis Curtain, The Adventures of Super Activist Mother, Oh My Goddess, and the longest-running one-woman show in off-Broadway herstory, Family Secrets. Sherry is a published author of the first practical handbook for crazy people, of her memoir Family Secrets, and Mama's First Pocket Chictionary. She is the founder of the peace advocacy group Breasts Not Bombs. Her new play is Life and Death, a Love Story. Welcome, Sherry.
Thank you.
It's so nice to see you and have you here.
It's nice to be here, hanging out with you. It's been a while.
Yeah. I know the last time we hung out, I think you were teaching me how to read tarot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I miss you, girl.
I know.
I miss having you on the West Coast.
I miss being on the West Coast, especially these days. But here we are.
Yeah, now you're in Texas. Oh my God, of all
Texas.
places to be.
I know.
I'm in the coast, you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool. It's nice to meet you, Jan.
Yeah, I'm in the Boston area, so we're pretty liberal up here, you know.
That's where my son-in-law comes from.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Partially, yeah. So I've been there a couple times.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious, when I heard about your last book that you wrote, or was it a play, Sherry, that you said on death and something?
Life and Death, a Love Story?
Life and Death, a Love Story, and a musical.
A musical even. Tell us about it.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, as Patty's very familiar with, I always do one-woman shows. And this time I have a co-star. And it's not an alter personality like Miguel. His name is Juan Wolf. He is from Venezuela. And I met him a year or so ago at Dragon's Breath Theater, which is an open-air theater in Gualala here on the Mendocino coast. And we just bonded. And what's fascinating about Juan is that he has almost died 12 times. He had HIV, AIDS when it first came out, and he's had lymphoma and cancer, and he's met death quite a bit. And that's what he was speaking about at the Dragon's Breath Theater. I was doing an excerpt of Oh My Goddess. And when he started talking, I was just so compelled to stand there, and I was in awe. Somebody so familiar with death.
Mm.
And he was in awe with my work as the goddess. That really resonated with him. So we met afterwards, and there was this like something about this meeting in at Dragon's Breath Theater, which is all these beautiful metal sculptures of dragons with fire coming out. It was epic, which is
Mm.
basically my life. And I was living in Washington at the time, and I had just come down to visit, and I had to get back to Mendocino, and he said, "I'll help you. I will come get you
Oh,
and
wow.
help you pack up the U-Haul, and I'll drive it." And I'm like, "Who does that?" Little did I know it was the angel of death, because he has this angelic and yet morbid way. He had cancer 2 years ago, and he lost his eye, so it's
Oh my
just
gosh.
carved out.
Mm.
And he's beautiful. I mean, he's got white hair and blue eye. And so he came to get me, and he was my escort down to Mendocino, where I belong. And I had left after 30 years just to do this little stint in Washington. A week after I got back, I had a stroke.
You had
And
a stroke?
yeah,
How did you know you had a stroke? I mean, what were the symptoms, Sherry?
well, I had been, I think, keeping it at bay because I had weird dizzy and I had prisms, kind of cool symptoms. I was like, oh, that's pretty. But but this time it was the eclipse. It was the lunar eclipse,
Ah.
and I was writing a poem about being eclipsed. I was writing something about being short-circuited because I had felt that way in Washington. And all of a sudden, my hands kind of stopped working, and my face was like, brrr. I had this incredible twitch.
Hmm.
And I went, uh-oh, this is serious. Something's going on.
Yeah.
So my daughter lives here, thank goddess. And I just wrote, I could write Lucy, and I never just write Lucy. She's like, uh-oh, something's
Yeah.
wrong with my mom.
Yeah.
And she was here in a minute and a half. And I was like, and she's like, what is happening? I said, and she's like, get in the car. She got me to the hospital in 10 minutes.
Wow.
And that's really key when you're having a
That's
stroke.
really key. Yeah. Yeah.
Hydration and whatever they give you, a little shot in the arm of probably water, saline, and whatever magic ways they have. And
Hydration, really. That's a part
yeah,
of,
you gotta hydrate. And I was very dehydrated because my water in my place was just kind of sediment, had a lot of sediment, so I wasn't drinking as much. So
mm,
it was a perfect storm.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
how did you know that it was something like, I mean, 'cause what we call our show is, things my mother never mentioned. I mean, did someone mention to you what a stroke would be like, or were you prepared for this? Did you know about it? No?
No, I didn't.
Sounds like your daughter did.
Yeah, my kids are very mainstream in that way. They're like go to the gym and go to the doctor.
Right.
And I
Right.
don't.
You don't
And
do that.
that's no.
Oh.
I I think there's a lot of me's out there, especially in Mendocino and West, the alternatives. I shunned it and I ignored it and even symptoms, and I just
Mm.
had magical wishful thinking
Right.
and herbs and oils and all my things. It's not like I neglect myself. I have healers and acupuncture and homeopathy and blah blah blah. But my kids are straight up. And so the hospital is not foreign to them. To me, it was terrifying.
Right.
So my mother had spent a lot of time in hospitals because she had mental illness, and then eventually her kidneys failed. But I was always like, that's not me. That's not happening to me.
Mm.
I had this kind of attitude, superior and immortal. Oh,
Mm.
I there's a in my show Family Secrets, I played my grandmother, and one of my favorite lines from her was about uh saying drop dead to someone. You say drop dead to somebody, it's kind of nice. You know, you just want to go. You don't want to be dying. You just want to, if you could just, so, you know, you're like, okay, thanks for lunch. I hope you drop dead. That was my attitude. It's like, it's just
Yeah.
gonna happen, you know,
Yeah. And
like,
that's that. Yeah.
but that was kind of ignorant and yeah, got me into
So
uh,
Sherry, your mother had a lot of mental illness. Was
yeah.
she probably wasn't all that telling you about a lot of life and what was happening in life? I mean, is that true? Was she, because like I said, what your mother forgot to mention, did she ever say to you about what it's like for people to die, or when people have died in your family growing up, did she ever mention any of that stuff, or did you just kind of have to figure it out yourself?
Well, she was more magical thinking like me.
Ah, so then that's what you're talking about. Got it.
So she didn't talk about dead. She
Right.
talked to the dead.
Yeah.
Like she would
There you go.
channel.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was a
She
channel.
would
Okay.
get
Yeah.
messages from the
It was
dead.
really out there, and you're probably looking at that as a kid, and you're like, hey,
Magic.
Yeah. This makes sense.
magic,
Yeah.
get the
Yeah.
solution.
So what was it like when you then, so you're in the hospital and now you're sort of looking at this new experience that is scary and also, right, is almost like, oh, well, wait a second, this stuff that I'm doing, right, it does help in so many ways and so many things, but it's not helping this, right? You've had a stroke. Now what happens? Because now there's, of course, doctors that are telling you all sorts of information, I'm guessing. So what was that like for you now that you're sort of in this, and is mortality now looking in a different way than maybe it did before? Or, like you said, you're not just dropping dead.
Yeah. Well, if there was shame, I think a lot of
Hmm.
that's a common thing, shame over illness. Like,
Mm,
me? Wait a minute. This is and that my wishy ways failed, all that. And I was so
mhm.
afraid. Like when they came to take me for MRI, and I was terrified, and I cried a lot in the hospital. And I don't know if that's people do that because the nurses were like, it's okay, they were a little bit nervous around me because I like when they just take my blood pressure, I was like, just afraid of the whole thing, terrifying.
Mm,
But my daughter, Lucy, was just so kind and loving and because I was Mendocino, everyone knew me at the hospital. They're like, well, Sherry, oh, so I had allies.
yeah.
And that is something that when you're facing death, mortality, to have people who love you, have somebody there with you is just have to. I
Yeah.
mean, a friend of mine just went to the hospital yesterday, not a friend, an acquaintance, and he's got nobody. I'm like, ugh, I'm gonna go up and see him today, but so I was terrified. I was terrified of every tiny little thing, every test, and the waiting for results. Oh,
Yeah. That's hard.
That's the
Yeah.
hardest.
Yeah.
the
That's a
waiting,
good,
the
there's
waiting
a,
is the hardest part.
yeah.
Just ask
Yeah.
Tom Petty. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's an interesting point too, of like talking about when you're sick or when you're dealing with something. Um, the waiting in hospitals, my mom's been in the hospital so many times. Like it's just comfortable for me being at not comfortable, but you know what I mean? Like I being at a
Familiar.
hospital isn't overwhelming to me. We spend so much time there that I'm just like, okay, cool. I know where to go. Where's an outlet? Where's this? Like I'm just gonna snuggle into these uncomfortable chairs and I think that when you're not in that world a lot and you're not experiencing that, it's you don't realize how much waiting there is and how much waiting in sickness and in death and all of that. Like it's all very busy. You know, it's all very busy and there's so much waiting involved in that. And it's very scary. Yeah. And
And
overwhelming.
and when they took me from this local hospital to the major hospital in down south in Sonoma, and I had to be in the back of a ambulance, and that ride, and there was a storm that night, and my daughter was driving parallel. It was just I was so terrified. And getting to this big hospital, like the official, you're admitted,
Yeah.
and being put in a room and in the gown and all, and they come in the night and they turn on the lights and they just want to weigh you and take your blood pressure. There's so much disturbance. And of
Yeah.
course, I mean, my bed is like heaven. My bed at home is flannel and cozy, and this is like, percale.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that was really, really, and the tests that I had to go through, and all this, strangers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My other daughter got on a plane right away. She lives in Abu Dhabi, and she would travel 36 hours she was there like the next day. So I had, again, advocate and love. It makes me cry just thinking about how much love was a big part of, and compassion, and nobody telling me it's going to be all right. I really
Mhm.
appreciated, like, nobody was like sugarcoating this for me,
Yeah.
even though it was terrifying. To tell somebody, oh, it's all right, you'll be all right, is kind of funny. I just appreciated not being told.
Right.
But I heard a lot. We'll see.
Did they know what it was when they first diagnosed you at the hospital, the community hospital you were in?
Yeah,
Because typically that's what ER does, is they do triage and diagnosis, and then they send you where you have to go. So,
yeah,
Yeah.
they did. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you knew then that you had had a stroke, is what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
And my hand had kind of got all fetal. I'm still working on getting my hand back, but otherwise,
Mm.
When was this, Sherry?
it was March
In March of 25.
14th,
Yeah.
lunar eclipse. I got eclipsed.
Yeah. And how long were you in the hospital for? You were in there for a couple weeks, is that right? Or
No,
oh, no.
no, like 4 days, 4 days.
Oh, okay.
Because you're like, you're doing great. Look at you.
Oh,
I
good.
bounced back, partly because of everything I'm telling you, like the love, the support, um, and my general well-being.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened in the hospital, thankfully, they look, and that was what I was avoiding, was looking inside. I was like,
Mm.
I'm fine. Oh, that's gonna pass, or whatever my symptoms. But they found a tumor or a mass in my kidney, my left
Oh,
kidney,
wow.
and a mutation in my bone marrow, which makes my blood too thick. That's what happened. My, I
Oh.
had this mutation probably my whole life. I don't even know. And then I got dehydrated. My blood was too thick, and I
Pure
had,
blood. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's called ischemic, or
Mm.
anyway. But yeah, thank goodness it wasn't a brain bleed, because that's when you lose stuff.
Yeah.
So they found, it was like, one of my doctors said, it's a beautiful accident, and they called the mass incidentaloma. An incidentaloma is when they find a mass when they're looking at other things. They go, oh,
Yeah.
incidentally, you've got this, which is a gift. Like, I
Right.
wouldn't have known, because
Yeah.
it wasn't apparent. I didn't feel I was not sick, or at
Yeah.
least, so
Yeah.
yay.
Yeah. And so did they take it out or what happened with
Oh, that
the
was a whole nother, story, because, me, I'm like, I'll just soak it in castor oil and it'll go away. And my kids are like, oh, no, 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 no.
No, mom. No.
No, Mom. And they gave me these pharmaceuticals, I'm like, what? those two things were just like not me. And
Yeah.
so my belief system kind of shattered, like, wait, maybe this is maybe I was wrong. Nah, nah, nah. And I had to get mainstream. I had to go and take this pill, many pills.
Was it cancerous, Sherry? The tumor
Well,
on your
it
kidney?
turns out when I finally relented and submitted to it, that it was. It's gone. I found out I had cancer after I had cancer, after they took it out. So that was a
Wow.
nice way to go. It was a
Wow.
very slow growing something in my kidney, didn't interfere with any function. It was renal cell carcinoma is what it's called, but
Wow.
I just kept calling it a mass, like because that's what they said. There's a mass, and and when they came back with the pathology after the surgery in August, I was like, oh, I had cancer. I didn't know. It didn't even occur to me. And my daughter's like, Mom, what? How would you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, back to
What a
my
trip to the hospital, man. I mean, the first time in the hospital, and probably how long would you say since you had been in a hospital?
never.
Never.
I mean,
Even
I
with
got my tonsils out when I was 12, but I had my
with the
children at home.
okay. So first time in the hospital and you go in and you've had a stroke and there's cancer and your bone marrow is yeah, mutated.
Right.
Interesting.
So
So
4 days in the hospital in March, and then home, and then not back to the hospital till August. And that
for the
was over.
surgery. Yeah. So when you talk about writing the show and talking about death now, so how has your outlook on death and your experience with death changed through this when you sort of had these, I don't know how close of a call. I mean, strokes, my grandmother died of a stroke, like there's strokes can be very serious. There's a lot of variations of them. They can be very mild to very, very serious. And like you said, it depends on how fast sometimes you can get help and all of that. So how did that change your outlook on death and your experience with death through that?
Right. Back to Juan, my angel of death. He was my guide. Like, because I would just talk to him and he would comfort me and remind me that I was alive.
Yeah.
Because I was obsessed with death and always really have been. It's always been in my mind, like afraid of it. But now I was actually with Juan becoming friends. Like, look at it. It's that thing about looking it in the face,
Yeah.
and which is his face to me, and going, okay, well, this is real. And what happened to me after this was 6 months from the time I had the stroke to the time I wrote the show, I got comfortable with death and more in love with life.
Mm.
Like I'm different. I am so different now. My ambitions gone. I don't care. I just want to play. I want to have fun. I realize like I've been entertaining audiences for 40 years, but I haven't been having any fun. I've been stressed out over it and worried what the audience will think and how much money and how the promotion and blah blah and all that pressure of ambition and now I'm just like, yeah, it's another day. Yeah, and I don't have any pain. I feel so good. It's beautiful. And oh, there's my dog, and I have this new, I'm in love with
Mm.
life, and I'm ready to go. Should I have to go?
Yeah.
I'm right there in this beautiful awareness, and I want to see. Now I have to look. Like when
Mm.
now I go to the doctor and they check my blood pressure and I don't burst out crying anymore. And I take my pills and I take my other pill, my herbs and my cordyceps and my lion's mane, my reishi. It's a lot of taking care of yourself is a full-time job.
It is later in life, it becomes a full-time job
right? How
because because everything starts falling apart, and so you're kind of left with that job. And whether you did it I think in the beginning and took good care of yourself, sometimes when you get to your 70s and 80s, you get a break, but sometimes you don't. So I like what you're saying is that, you went through like with the eye of the needle or something, and you got through it, and now you love life because you were confronted with possibly dying from a stroke or from cancer and your kidney. And I didn't even know about the bone marrow. Is that an issue too?
yeah,
Life has given you a gift, it sounds like, because it's
oh
showed
yeah.
everything in you.
It opened my eyes. Now I'm looking. Part of my condition was avoiding it. Like, no, I don't want to see. I don't want to know. Don't tell me. Don't tell me those results. Now I'm like, what are they? And I get my blood tested like once a month. And I know how to look at my platelets and my
Mm.
hematocrit and my red blood cells and white cells, and they're beautiful. Thank you. And
Yeah.
so I know, and I'm looking inside. That's the thing about doctors and is they have x-ray vision, and that's kind of cool looking on the
Yeah.
cool side of that. And as
Yeah.
long as I'm not in pain, and that's something, I really want to recognize in people who are dealing with chronic pain. And I don't understand that. I have very, very low threshold for
Mm.
tiny little toothache. Oh, I can't, And people live with
Yeah.
pain, and I have such a respect and compassion, and I just don't know. I just really want to honor those who get through life on a daily basis. Close friends of mine, like they seem okay, and they, oh yeah, yeah, my throat is throbbing. I've got this migraine. I'm like, what? How
Yeah.
are you even talking? And so there's a strength in us humans that is just so adaptable. And I have a whole new feeling like just respect for people who are alive and in pain.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'm lucky in that way as well. I have some pain, like I have chronic pain in my legs and stuff, but they're not like all the time. Like I can sit and I'm in peace. Like I'm not, but there are so many people that it's just always something is happening and there's nothing that can relieve that pain.
yeah,
Drugs.
Well, drugs, but even some drugs don't work. I mean, my mom is in horrible pain all the time, and drugs are just, they don't do anything. Sometimes they take the edge off, but it doesn't stop it, you know?
Right. Or they do take away the pain, but then you get addicted to them, and
Right.
then that's the problem.
That's also a
So,
problem. Yeah.
so Sherry, what do you think that for you and learning, kind of like I said, going through the eye of the needle, and you now like love your life? How are you in your life now? You said you're not driven, you're not under stress. What's a day like for you? What is it that you bring into your life daily? Or
I bake bread.
oh, good, okay,
My daughter turned me on to sourdough starter, and in fact, I got a focaccia rising right now, and
nice.
a soft sandwich sourdough. And I read tarot for a living. I read tarot cards, which
Hmm.
was also taught to me by my mother.
Wow.
And so I do that, which is super fun and helpful service to people. And it is kind of a friend of mine said, when you read tarot, it's like a one-woman show because I act out.
It's
I
so
don't have the
good.
fancy words and
Yeah.
I'm just me. So I do that. And then I have this new show, Life and Death, a love story, and a musical because I've written music to go with it.
Wow.
And and that is joyful because I've always dreamed of writing a musical.
Really?
Of course, Broadway is my
Yeah.
one day. So I don't have the ambition, but I have the dream.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I was going to say it's interesting because, I have grown children too. And like last week, my youngest son, who's 30, I'm a grandmother now. So he took me out and he said, Mom, only do what gives you joy in your life now. You're at an age now where if you're in pain or if you're not having fun or you're stressed, change it. It's just hard seeing you not have joy in your life. And I was thinking about it. I was
Wow.
thinking about that. I know. And I was thinking about that and I thought, yeah, so much of my life in the past has been driven, like trying to get something done and out the door and when I wrote my book, it was like, got to get it out the door and got to get it done and all the stress, and it wasn't fun. And so I was thinking, when he said, I thought it was wisdom from him. Is just he said, "You're at an age now. You've got money. You've worked hard. Just like chill out, Mom. Have some fun."
Yeah.
I
And
thought that
Death,
was really wise.
it is very wise. And Death says that to me in the
Yeah.
play.
Yes.
Mm.
Really.
He's like, what do you do for fun? And I'm like, well, he's like, you gotta have some fun.
Yeah.
And I get all like, wow, what a concept. And it's interesting you say that, Jan, because a lot of times when I'm reading tarot for women of our age, which is my usual clientele, they're like, what am I gonna do? I'm like, hold on. What have you done? Like, look
Mm.
that way. Because we don't even hardly take a moment to go, hey, 65 years, look what I did.
Yep.
Where take time to bask in credit, give credit because, we don't get paid and we're not famous and, a lot of us don't have the 401k. So to take that time, like your son beautifully pointed out to you, it's like you're of this age now. It's not what you're gonna do, it's what you want to do.
Mhm.
And look back and honor what you've done.
Mhm.
And that's the other thing that the stroke brought to me, because there's this feeling when you face death, like, oh, but I'm not finished. And I went, actually, I'm pretty good. I've done so much. I've got still scripts and material. All it's good. I'm good. And it gave me a chance to look back
Mhm.
at all the things I've done, including given birth twice, raised children, and survived all those things on the basic level.
True. So true that. Mhm.
So big, big, credit and blessings and gratitude to me
Mhm.
for my life, for what I made, what I took my trauma and turned it into power and longevity and healing. And so I really want to suggest that for all of you out there. Take a minute.
Right.
So the beginning of the year is a good time to look back and go,
Mhm. Well,
look what I
Sherry, every year I pull a tarot card, and I have many decks, and
oh.
I just put them away because the ones I had last year, and I pulled the death card last year, and so I was like, okay, so and then I have also the Goddess Tarot deck. I don't know if you know that one, but anyway, I pull one for every year to see what's coming up. So. I'm eager to find out what's ahead for me as I'm turning another year older.
Yeah, well, the death card is very common in a year because you're finishing, things are ending.
Yep.
I usually get the death card on my birthday, so
Mm.
That's
I
great.
go, oh,
Yeah.
it's the end of the
Here we
cycle.
are. We're talking about death, and I got that card, Patty. I didn't tell you that. I
Yeah, I
forgot.
know. Well, it makes
No.
sense for it to have come up in this
Mhm.
episode, though. So,
The death card for in the Goddess Tarot deck, I'm just pulling her up, was something about, let's see, I think it was transformation. Yes, it was transformation. The For the death card in the tarot deck for the goddesses. So I don't know what transformed, but we're working on it. You know what it is? I think, Sherry, exactly what you're talking about is I realize that I have no joy. I have to do everything. And now I'm going to do what I want. And actually, trying to figure out what I want to do is a little bit harder for me.
mm,
So,
Sure, because it's been so long that you've had to.
had
You
to,
have
because
to,
raising kids, it's nothing about joy sometimes.
you have to, and you should, and I gotta. And I'm into I want to, and
Mm.
I will.
Yeah.
And a good way to approach that, Jan, of what do I want is to, in a journal, write, I want at the top of the page. And write, I want. Just practice getting to know yourself.
Yeah, I like that.
And and then the next page could be, I need. So you make sure, oh, I need, and make sure that's all covered. But I want, and because, Buddhists and Buddha is like, no, you don't, no desire, but that's not, mm-mm. It's you're alive. And so it's human to want. And it's fun. That's the thing that
Yeah.
death taught me. Have fun.
Have
Have
fun.
fun to the last moment. Like, don't take it so seriously.
Yeah.
You know,
That.
yes, there's serious stuff going, and you can spend a minute or five going, oh, that's so terrible, and the last few days have been awful. And it's amazing, and the bread's rising, and you can look at it, the painful, terrible, awful, worrisome, and when there's plenty, and I tell my clients, you can do that for 5 minutes, set a timer,
Yeah.
and then refocus, which is the wands in the deck, hocus focus, into what you have.
Mm.
Your They say count your blessings, and in my book, The Chictionary, I've changed the spelling from blessing to blissing because bless means nothing, but blissings. What brings you
Good.
joy?
Mm-hmm.
And I've been watching the Dick Van Dyke Show, the old one, because he just turned 100.
I know. I
And
love him.
remember, like he's been entertaining me since I'm 5 when Mary Poppins came out. And is so funny. And it takes me out of this whatever's going on out there that I have no power over.
Yeah.
Can't change any of it. So I have to take this moment that I'm alive and I can eat and smell and dance and music and fill my life with my senses. What's fantastic.
Yeah.
So
And
you're talking really about going through a death experience and what you came out on the other side. And I think that those all that you're saying right now, Sherry, are great, great resources for people rather than staying in the victimhood of it or the complaint of it,
The
is to
fear.
look around and be in the blessings or the blissing of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, what a chance. As Death tells me in my show, Life and Death, I love Story, you could go any second. Like he in the show, he's at my door. I'm like, oh, and I try to block him out. I try to lock him out of the house, and he's like, denial, classic.
Mm.
Finally, he comes in, and I'm like, are you stalking me? And he goes, am I stalking you? You're the one who thinks about me 24/7. And he starts chasing me. He's got the scythe and
Mm.
he's in this cloak with the one eye. And I'm like, and he's
Mm.
chasing me around my house. And he could take me like
Mhm.
right there. And that is also the message of the stroke is
It can happen right now, right
right now,
today,
today.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I really love that though, that line of am I stalking you? You're the one thinking about me 24/7. And that's really interesting too, right? I mean, what we call into us. I mean, but it's true. I mean, when we're sitting there and thinking about that, or you could be living your life and enjoying it and finding that peace. So, like when you're in that space of doing, now you're doing a show, right? Since the first show, since this has happened, how do you keep yourself out of getting into the numbers and like is it easy for you as you've made this transition and feeling this thing, because we have these habits, right? I mean, this is a lifetime habit of worrying and stressing and doing all these things, and like how do you stop yourself when you get back into that old mold, or do you not, because you're just like, no, I'm good, I'm at peace with this? And what is that like for you?
No, I activate belief system, which is my superpower. Like I have affirmations all day. I'm like, everything is always turning in my favor. Everything is always turning in my favor. Everything. Or let go, trust, take my time. I
Yeah.
just get into, I've reprogrammed
Yeah.
my mind after I started doing affirmations when I was like 18 and I was in hot flashes and I had them on my mirror. And my mother introduced me to Louise Hay.
Mm.
Yeah.
You can heal your life. And so now they actually are in me. So as soon as I go off onto, oh no, what's going to happen? I acknowledge that I'm scared, which is number one, because fear is um, so potent and built in. So I go, I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared. Just relax and be scared, which is fun. And then I just affirm. And then I look around. I'm like, huh, that was amazing. Wow. Pet my dog. So it's just practice.
Yeah.
Getting in the now, which is really good.
Yeah.
It's a really nice place to be. And I think more than death, I worry about money.
Yeah. That's fair.
And that is like, and I'm also working on that because that's just made up, But death is real. And I, like I
Yeah.
said, I become friends with it. And I think I have an agreement with death, at least in how I wrote the show, is that I would love for you to see the show. You know, it's very funny, it's very dark, and it's just it's a love story.
Yeah.
And that's what
I like that.
death, as my friend Juan is playing death. This is his first time playing in the theater.
Hmm.
He's like, I've I have a friend. Finally, somebody is not terrified. I fall in love with him and vice versa. And so this is new for him. So I'm not the only one who goes through a little bit of change.
Yeah.
It's making friends with
That.
the inevitable. We are going to die, okay? So
Yeah.
live until the end. Live, live, live as much every drop of life that you can get. Every sweet touch and taste and sound, beauty that you can see, and things to say to people. Oh, there's a part in the show where he's telling me how great my funeral is going to be. I'm like, that sounds so nice. He's like, oh, you never heard weeping like at your funeral, like you're like, oh, nice, finally, people.
I love that. Are you only doing it in person in like the Mendocino area, or are you gonna do an online, like are you streaming it anywhere or
No, not streaming. I have to do live. I'm doing the Marsh.
Oh, you're doing the Marsh. Oh, okay.
Marsh Rising on
Oh,
February
nice.
11th.
All right. Well, that's
So if anybody's
exciting.
in the Bay Area listening to this podcast, I'll be at the Marsh, San Francisco on February 11th.
Nice.
And come on home, Patty. Let's see the show.
Oh, I miss
Or,
yeah.
get me a theater in
In Texas.
your neighborhood.
Yeah,
And I'll come
absolutely.
to Boston too, Jen. I
Yeah,
think I do, like I said, I dream of Broadway very much. So
Well, Frisco here is far from Broadway, but I would love to have you here. So we'll see what we can do. Who knows, like
yeah,
there's
I don't know.
opportunities everywhere. But yeah, I agree. If anybody is around, Sherry is a phenomenal performer. I just love it so much. I love seeing you and all the work you do. And I'm so grateful you chatted with us. And
thank you. I've really
just,
enjoyed that, Sherry.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
you are.
awesome.
Yeah. And if anybody wants tarot reading, Jan, I'm happy to.
I had one last summer from another friend of mine who that's what she does, and she's very good at it. And I should probably do another one, every year as I, keep moving, as I keep gathering more years, and of living life. So
Well, thank you.
Hey, this was super fun. Thanks for having me.
it's
Yeah,
great.
thank you.
Really
Thanks for being
like
here.
hanging out.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. If you like what you've heard, please share it with friends, subscribe, and leave a review.
And remember, information shared on this podcast is not medical advice. If you have a concern about your physical or mental health, please seek support from a professional.
If you have a story you'd like to share about things your mother forgot to mention, you can apply to be a guest.
We'd also love to hear a quick 90-second thing you've learned in your life.
You can find links to both of those over at our website at
thingsmymotherforgottomention.com or in the show notes.
Thank you.